Hello, everybody. Salla from Card Times Ahead speaking to you all the way from sunny Finland. um, Today's page for Junk Journal July UK is a little bit more simpler than many of the ones that I've made, but it has tons of small details and interactive elements. Stay with me if you want to see the full process of me putting this spread together. Thank you for joining me today, and now let's get into making this. This time I'm working with 3 frames from the Be Happy Stationery's Hail Herbology kit. I think there were 6 included, but I just took the 3. I also took pieces of vellum, and to be honest, I think I should have made the pieces as big as my frames. Right now, I just had a scrap piece that I wanted to use, so they are a little bit smaller than the frame. It's really not an issue, or it didn't become an issue, but I think gluing them down on the page would have been easier that way. Then I just trimmed off the excess from the thumb notch. I wanted to make them pockets, like I said earlier, and one of them will be kind of like a floating pocket, so that's why I decided to back them with some coffee dyed paper to make them, I don't know, look a little bit nicer perhaps, and also to make them a little bit sturdier. So there, I ended up gluing both on the frame and on the vellum, and if the vellum would have been properly glued down and as big as the frame itself, I could have made myself a little bit bigger pocket. There, I actually, on the last one, I glued some of the vellum down. So there we go. Then I just trimmed evenly at the top I didn't follow the thumb notch. I wanted the backside of the pocket to be more visible. There we go. This next trick is nothing new. I learned this from Piri Penny myself. I'm making a colorful patch of tape. I just took 3 colors. I wasn't sure what I was going to use, and off camera I actually used some more. But even if you just have a few alcohol markers, you can make this fun tape yourself. You can make it kind of really even just by coloring it fast. Or you can also make some spots, or, like I'm doing here. It probably doesn't show that well, but you can just dab on it to make some marks. You can also mix the colors, like I will show you soon. I just took the yellowish color and then put some of the rest on top of it. If you want to blend the colors, it's better to take the lighter color and then go in with the other one. Otherwise, you might have some contamination on your alcoholic markers, and that's not really preferred. I also print 4 sheets of the Hell Herbology kit, and I decided to do them on one page simply to make them a little bit smaller, because I needed smaller images for my project. I was just trying to figure out where I wanted my image to be, or which part of the page or the design I wanted to use. I was really having some issues with my glue that day, and It just kept on clogging on me. I don't know why. It just did, so you will see me struggle quite a bit here. But yes, once again, I'm just using some recycled um, material packaging. I think it's great. The color on the inside is usually quite nice, so I rarely end up covering it. Just like here, it's this brownish or grayish craft color, which is I like that. And I have 3 pockets, so I am making 3 pocket fillers here. There we go. At first the glue always works well, and then at some point it stops working so well. Happened with every single one of those pieces. Then I did some inking and die cutting off camera. The prompt for today is paper clips. So I'm actually using 2 different kinds of them. These are, I think they're called bulldog clips. So I'm using those as tabs for my pocket fillers. And I die cut it, or die cut twice, or 2 of them for each little journal card. Or there we go. And then I just glued them back to back to make it a little bit more sturdy. I was trying to figure out where I want to put them, and I was not only going by the colors but also trying to add some contrast. So that's how I paired them up. Then I wanted to do some decorating with some of the tapes that I created. The piece that I have my tapes on is actually a repurposed sticker sheet. So I got that old sticker sheet from my daughter. She had used all the stickers on it, and that's just perfect for this project. I mean, I guess you could also use a silicone mat or something, but this is an easy solution and smart one too, I think. So there, right now those colors seem really, or they did seem really bright, but now that the cards are in and I'm gluing these paper clips on those pieces, it doesn't show as brightly anymore, which is great. With the first paper clip, I did the top first and then the bottom layer because I wanted to glue them down properly. They're just cardstock, not actual metallic or anything like that. But for the next 2, I did the top and the bottom at the same time, which also worked. That's 2 of them done, and then it's time for the 3rd one. I wanted to add the prompt on one of these, so I decided to put it on and make it look a little bit as if I had clipped it on. For this 3rd one, I used a really light lilac or lavender color tape. It doesn't really show, but it's just a subtle detail in there. There we go. That's 3 of them done. Then it was time to put them on my journal. First one was easy. I just sticked it on the paper clip that was already in there, and I chose to have it pointing out of the page a little bit. And then the 2 others I just glued down, crossing them each other a little bit. I could have made those pockets too, but yeah. And here's the final result. I hope you feel inspired to create something like this, I think those vellum pockets are awesome. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for my next video. Thanks, and bye for now.